Oh. Hey, Skywalkers.
Oh.
Whoops. Oh, we meant to do the roll-in video, and I guess I didn't choose it. Welcome, everybody. Okay. Yeah. Well, we could do it. Should I do it?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Not at this point. There's no need for a countdown.
Yay.
We're all right here. So,
Yeah.
hey, everybody.
Hey.
All right, but what we do need is our soundtrack.
Oh, yes. Okay, so we're resetting our desktop so that it'll work for us. And we are going to do this. Hello, says Fernando. Oh, whoops.
Hello, Fernandez. Hello, Julie. Hello, Nama.
Yay. Are you guys ready for things that we want to share?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Once again, things we want to share.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to share.
There you go.
Yay. All right.
Hey,
wow.
Don Glover and James just joined us.
Yes. Got Mom, got Julie, Fernando, Don Glover, James, Glenn met Brendan Wayne. That's awesome.
All right, so with everyone all gathered, let's get into the show and let's tell everyone what is coming up on this week's episode of Skywalking Through Neverland, number 517.
Whoa.
Well, do you recall? Let's bring up the picture here. Do you recall 10 years ago to the date, 10 years ago in Skywalking Through Neverland history, May 20th, 2015? What was our show about on that day? I would say that we had our special guest, James Caan. He is the author of the Return of the Jedi novelization. And here we go. That is episode 78, which was 10 years ago today. We released this episode. We thought it's only fitting to have our friend James Caan back with us again. Not James Caan, the actor from Godfather.
Right.
This is James Caan, the author. Not James Caan, James Caan.
K, not C.
Yes.
Yeah. So he is back. We just recorded with him, and he wrote a memoir, a book, and it's really hard to put down. It flows really nice. We read it.
Yeah, it's called My Jedi Memoir, A Double Life. It came out just a couple of weeks ago. You can get it on Amazon. But we go into a lot of really fun stories in our discussion. We thought it'd be like 30 minutes, but we went almost close to an hour because he lived a life.
Oh yeah,
the man lived a life.
He was also an ER doctor on top of writing.
Yeah,
and a TV writer, and he just had so many multiple interesting careers.
Yeah, but we really stumbled across him because he is the New York Times best-selling author of the Return of the Jedi novelization that came out 42 years ago last week. And he also wrote, because of that, he wrote the Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom novelization. He wrote the Goonies novelization, but it all started with the Poltergeist novelization, and he got that gig because he was one of the doctors seen resuscitating E.T. in the film E.T. So do you go back and watch that scene where Elliot is pleading for the doctors to save his little friend, and the little alien is on the gurney and he's gasping for life? James Caan is one of those doctors that is trying to resuscitate little E.T. So what we did was we played that scene from E.T. and he's like, there I am, and there's this doctor, there's that doctor, there's this doctor, which was really fun. Because the last time we had him on, we didn't know about this part of his life, and we didn't have this clip ready and queued up. So it was a really, really fun discussion. He's a great guy, very, very nice guy, and his book, it was hard to put down because he's a really great writer, and the chapters just flow. They flow. We talk about the Universal Studios tram tour, which he was once part of. We talk about him being an ER doctor. Ugh.
Even talk a little bit about him working on Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. And how that was a very touchy subject. There's some things he didn't want to touch upon, but he did it for us.
Absolutely.
So once again, the name of the book is My Jedi Memoir: A Double Life.
And that'll be out this Thursday.
Yes.
All right, now to update you on next week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to take a week off because we're going to prepare ourselves for a busy summer, but we will still do
Things we want to share.
share.
Yes, we just need a week for downtime to decompress before we springboard into a very busy summer, which means pretty much 1 or 2 shows a day until Comic-Con at the end of July. Then like a week and a half after that, we have Rebel Scum Con in August in Texas.
Yeah.
So we just did a week. However, we said that like 2 weeks ago, and that didn't happen.
That didn't happen because it was just so much going on.
Yes.
But speaking of a lot going on, we have a lot of things we want to share.
Yes, but let's first share what we're going to share next week.
Okay.
On things we want to share, we're going to talk about Lilo and Stitch.
Yes. Probably.
We saw it last night.
Yes.
And
we did. We're
eager to hear people's reactions to this movie.
Yeah, especially people who maybe really loved the first film, because I was not a big lover of the first film, and that didn't change
No.
with this new movie. So but so we're not going to do a full episode on Lilo and Stitch because we basically don't want to be downers for a whole episode. So we're going to do things we want to share about it.
Yeah. Len still hasn't seen the animated film.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I get how some people, it would be very special to them, like depending on your family.
Depends on your state of mind.
Right.
If you're a violent person, like to destroy and wreck things, go see Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
And then you can relate.
James.
But he's so fluffy.
He's not fluffy like Nick Wilde.
No.
He's not fluffy.
No, he's just destructive.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. That's enough of that.
Yeah. But so now Skywalker's like, hey, we want to see this movie now.
Yeah, right.
But if you do see it, we're very, very eager to hear of your reactions.
Yes.
All right. So what did we do last week? Well, we took a trip to Disneyland for the 70th anniversary.
Oh, hold on. So Julie loves the original. All right, Julie. Well, if you do end up seeing Lilo and Stitch, we'd love to get your thoughts if you want to come on and share it, because I'm just flummoxed by this film and why people love Stitch. I'm just not a Stitch fan. And I know there's so many, like Stitch is like the number 2 character that people picked as their favorite character.
Right. So people may like the character,
but
just not a fan of they may like the film, but they like the character more than anything else.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we'll talk about this next week.
Oh, we will.
We will talk about this, and we should have someone on the show who's a big Stitch fan, I think. So,
or someone who maybe liked this film.
Yeah.
Now, Variety had posted an article that recapped all of the positive fan reactions from the opening world premiere, and I read those, and like I know some of those people. I could have a long discussion with these people, a very long discussion, because I did not see the same film that they saw.
It's not a good film.
Courtney is seeing it on Friday.
Okay.
All right.
Mom's not a fan either.
Okay. I think I'm less of a fan now.
Okay.
Already can tell by the way we're thinking when we're gonna see this.
Okay. Well, we need another perspective. So yes, we will.
All right. So Disneyland 70th anniversary.
Yes. Okay. So now, if anyone wants to talk about the Disneyland 70th anniversary or show off merch that they got, you're welcome to come on right now. Right now, we're only talking about Disneyland 70th. So if you have something else to share, let's hold off. So I'm going to put out the stream if anybody wants to join. And if you don't want to join and you just want to chat, that's totally fine too. I get it.
All right. So now, what was the big deal about Disneyland 70th anniversary?
Well, first of all, it's a big kickoff event. Now, I don't have any pictures of that. Is that what you're asking me?
There we go.
Okay.
The biggest thing was the merchandise. They have new food, and they have the magic key, which we'll get into in a second.
Yes.
But outside of Disneyland, right, the plaza,
the Esplanade.
is this big giant
castle.
Castle.
And it has all the different lands. So the 70th celebration is really about celebrating the 9 lands of Disneyland. You have Adventureland, you have Galaxy's Edge is one of them, Fantasyland, Tomorrowland. There's 9 different lands. And so as you see on the very top of this picture on these spires, they have the different lands. There's Tomorrowland, there's Fantasyland with the carousel. We've cut off the top, I'm sorry. There's Jungle Cruise for Adventureland.
But there's one land that they forgot to add, Galaxy's Edge.
Well, here, yes. But later on with the keys.
But with this right here, they should have added every one of them onto this big structure.
Well, did we look? Because
yes, we did look.
Other side.
That was actually Dave who said, hey, where's Galaxy's Edge up there?
Well, it looks
and we went around and there's no Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Well, I wasn't privy to that.
All right, so this was the opening day of the 70th anniversary.
Yeah, we went opening day.
And we went with our good friends, Kelly and Courtney Turkel and Joey Pittman and Bryn McKinnon.
Yep. And Dave. But before we met up with them, we had to go meet up with Red Guardian in Avengers Campus. So that was fun. And he was fun. He was fun. He was down to take a picture, not down to talk so much like the Back to the Future crew. Yeah. That's okay.
He said hello, said a couple of things, and then he moved on.
But then Richard, then we went and met Nick Wilde, which I haven't done in a long time. And I asked him if I could pet him, and he said yes. And so I pet him, and it was so cute. And he's so cute. He's so fluffy. I love it. Oh, look at that. You took that picture. Oh, he's so cute. And then Richard, you wanted a popsicle.
I want a popsicle.
Yeah. So cute. And then we went and met Luisa and Mirabelle from Encanto, which Luisa's a new face character out there. So that was super exciting.
So unlike Red Guardian, these character performers had their shtick down.
Oh yeah. Oh,
they were fun.
I talked to these ladies so much about like her skirt. Like apparently Mirabelle did all the embroidery on her skirt and Luisa's skirt over here. And so we were just chatting all about that. And her shoes, Mirabelle's shoes have a little M embroidered on them for Mirabelle. Yeah. It was so cool. All right. So finally, okay. So now we have a friend on. We are going to invite right now Courtney up to share. Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. Hi. Hey guys. How are you?
Good. So I'm so glad we were able to do the day with you guys, you and Kelly, because you had done your research about everything there was to know about the Disneyland 70th. And do you want to share? Like, do you have some merch or the?
Do you have the key?
Yes.
I do. I do have the big key.
Okay.
But I also have. We took the tour. So we took the Story of Celebration 70th anniversary tour.
Yeah.
And this was the pin that we got. A little storybook. It's a tour about it basically gives you the same information as like walk and Walt's footsteps. You hear a lot about the making, the plans of Disneyland, the fruition of Disneyland. They talk about Bob Gurr and making of the cars, like anything with wheels on it, and the dune buggies. They talk a lot about the World's Fair too, because they do take you on the Disneyland Railroad. You get to go on the Mark Twain. They basically take you to all of the lands that were original to opening day of Disneyland. And then you do end up, over by Toontown, because, Mickey's never had a ride before, and now he does back there. And so they give you a lightning lane to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway anytime after the tour, because it's only a 2-hour tour. And then they give you a reserved seating area for Paint the Night, where they do give you a box of popcorn, but this popcorn is special because it has like white chocolate in it, where like it looks like sprinkles. So it's like celebration popcorn.
And on that day, when the Paint the Night parade came back for the first time in several years, that was like worth its weight in gold. A reserve.
Yeah. because we had talked about it, Joey and Kelly and I. We talked about doing a dining package, but at the time of like doing that, we kind of messed up a little bit and didn't make it to reserving one. And also at the Plaza Inn, it was only meatloaf at the time. Apparently now they can substitute it for fried chicken or the pasta, but it was like a 3-course meal with only meatloaf. And Kelly and I don't eat meatloaf, so we weren't going to do the reserved. We were contemplating and ended up not really getting a reserved dining time. So then we saw the tour coming up, and basically for the same price or a little bit more, we could get a reserved seating for paint the night and do the guided tour, which was really fun. It was really fun to do that.
Yeah, and yeah, as Glenn is saying, that's a great parade. Maria sounds great. And yeah, so I'm so glad you guys. And so where was your reserved seats?
So it was in Town Square at the flagpole, kind of like we in the area, looking at the railroad station from Main Street. So we were at the very we were at the 8:45, so we were at the end of the parade because it was coming from Small World to Main Street. So we were at the end of the parade, basically.
Which was really funny because we did have to wait about an hour for the parade in our spot at Small World Mall. So we were seeing you guys go live as our parade was just ending. Your parade was starting. It was really funny.
Like different time zones.
Yeah.
Yes.
The different time zones of Disneyland.
Yeah, we were waiting quite a while.
You learn anything new on the tour?
I'm such a Disney history buff. Not really, but it was fun to learn. I mean, people might have not. They did a lot of they did some information on the Mark Twain that I didn't know. Mark Twain was also like a measure of water as well. So like when they say the Mark Twain is like 2 fathoms deep or something like that, it means that yeah. It's just they use it as a measure of water as well. I mean, that was kind of the only thing I learned new. But as far as Disneyland history go, no.
Okay, you are an expert on that. All right, I'm going to share just a few pictures here from our parade. So this was Small World Mall area, like an hour before. It was just nuts. It was crowded. At about 40 minutes before, an announcement came on: all slots have been filled in this area. Wait for the next parade. So, people were trying to find slots. But
this is my favorite part of the whole parade. This big truck.
Mack truck.
Yeah, Mack the truck.
And what was great about the spot that we found was that the parade turned right toward us, right?
That's
where
awesome.
Mack, you can kind of see his truck is turned right there. You'll see it in some of these other pictures. Here's Slinky Dog right there. Small World is right behind Slinky Dog over there. Yeah. So they turn toward you. Here's Belle. And we happened to be on some steps. So we had a nice clear view because we were above the crowd.
That's good. I happened to make my way and I could sit on the curb. So I was sitting.
Oh, nice.
So yeah.
That's great. Yeah. When you're on the curb too, you get a lot of like the performers kind of.
Yeah. Someone was saying, please don't stand on the steps because we had like 2 little steps. Please don't. Well, where else are we going to stand?
Yeah.
You give us an alternative, we'll do that. But if not, it was one of the things where they had to say it and then move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay, check off that box.
But luckily we got to sit on the steps before the parade started, and then we stood up on the top step. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at that.
That's a nice shot. I like that float.
Yeah.
One guy in front of us even said that, when the parade starts, I'm going to put my daughter on my shoulders. I give him credit for telling us beforehand.
Right. But
then I said, okay, if you're going to do that, go stand over there.
Yeah.
Which he did.
He did.
Why would you stand right in front of people to do that?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was nice that he let you know, though.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't want to share all of parade photos, but we did go live. And like Glenn says, he did watch some of the skywalking live stream. Thank you, Glenn.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then
I did like that they put the Celebrate Happy song in at the end there.
Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it wasn't there before, when Paint the Night was there, but they inserted it for the 70th. Yes.
Okay. And then for those who are heading to Disneyland, it's really cool. Once you see the 8:45 parade, you just go out in the middle of the street and go to Small World. And there's the fireworks happen, at least on the certain nights when the fireworks happen, and you get a really nice view of the show because the fireworks have a projection show. What are the fireworks called?
Wondrous. Mm-hmm. Wondrous Journeys. Yeah.
Yeah, and this show in particular, it's really helpful if you can watch the projection.
Yes. Yeah, it gives it much more weight and feeling to it if you can see the projections.
Exactly.
Now the good thing about the our seats, if we couldn't see, we could look on the 1,000 little monitors.
You were so lucky because we did not have any time to like really move. So we were all the way back from Main Street where they didn't do the projections. So we could see them on the castle from very, very far away. But like, since like Joey has only seen it one time, and like I didn't get as emotional as I usually do watching this show because like it made me cry every time when we watched it during the 100th. But you know, if you're further back and you're not watching the projections, then like I said, it gives it more weight and feeling to it when you can see the projections with the music.
We could almost see everything until all these phones went up in the air. This is just a fraction. I should have done a wide angle lens because everyone was holding it over there. And we were far back enough where I couldn't really, if we were up closer, I would have moved their cameras down like I've done in the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you guys
up like this? Hold it like this.
Right. Did you guys stick around for the Tapestry of Happy?
We did. The Tapestry of Happiness. Did you guys eventually see that?
We saw the 1021. We made it over there after everything cleared out. Yes.
Cool.
That was a fun little show.
And I'm sure that was a better, like it wasn't the first one. We saw the first one, which everyone had their cameras up.
Right.
But we still were able to see it. I mean, luckily we found a great spot right behind two very short women with a stroller. And I was like, okay, we're sitting right here.
Did you see the little Mary Blair in the corner?
No.
Watch it again. Yeah, watch it again. Or if you filmed it, watch it because they do a little nod of Mary Blair and she's actually in the show.
Oh, wow.
Remind us who Mary Blair is?
She did the artwork for Small World and
Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan. She was very, very good.
Cinderella.
Okay.
And we've seen some of her actual concept art at the Huntington.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew her name. I just couldn't remember.
Yeah.
But that was a very nice show because it was based on retro art.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
which is kind of in the style of Mary Blair's art. That's how she drew. Yeah.
Do we have any pictures of that?
We do not. We just enjoyed it.
Well, I'm sure.
Next time.
It is on YouTube somewhere. I'm
sure. Now,
yes.
All right. So now
I'm sure Joey got a video of it.
Oh, I'm sure. Courtney, now show us that key you have and explain this.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the key to Disneyland. And actually I'm going to take out my earphones because I'm not sure if you can hear it or not.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can't hear it. Oh.
My earphones. Can you hear me?
Speak some more.
No.
No, I think you have to put your earphones in their case.
In the case. Yeah, it sounds like you're 50 feet away from the microphone.
Sounds like the earphones are still picking up your sound. They're gonna have to change the locks.
You know, everyone's got a key. Everyone get in anywhere.
Okay, so the key turns on. Oh no!
Oh, you're frozen.
Uh-oh. Do you want to come out and pop back on again?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that. I will. Whoops. Oh, there. Okay, perfect.
All right, because it doesn't help to show and tell if you can't show and just tell.
Yeah. Now we did not get one of these keys, but our party, Joey and Courtney and Kelly all got a key to Disneyland. So we were able to do this kind of interactive thing that takes a long time.
Yes.
Like it's a
So pretty much you go to each land, each of the 9 lands, and each of these lands has got a console, and you stick this key inside the console, and another light lights up on your key. So when all 9 light up, then you can open up the secret compartment, which has that pin that blind boxed pin. You don't know what kind of pin you're gonna get, but one that will represent one of the 9 lands.
Mhm.
And there was the one we did a couple of them. We did
There we
the firehouse.
Oh yeah,
That
that's
was the
right. There
first
was one at the
one.
firehouse.
Let's
Oh,
bring
here we go.
Courtney back on so she can further explain it.
Okay.
Oh no. Okay.
There.
Yes. Okay, so it's turned on. So actually, so yes, like you were saying, there's a lock in each of the lands, and the key is this big plastic thing. So it has 9 different icons, and every time you put it in the lock, it unlocks a sound, a color, and the land. And then at the end of it, it's basically a big blind box. So it has a pin inside. And you don't get the pin unless you go to all of the lands. And then you go to the final finale one at the beginning of the park. And so I think they should do this for California Adventure's 25th anniversary, now that they have the locks and the technology. But if you turn it on, it turns white. And before you get anything, it does, well,
Still learning how to work it.
yeah, it does the first opening day speech. And then you unlock it and it will play Main Street. And then it'll do the Jungle Cruise.
Oh.
And then it'll do.
Are those icons still lit up, or did they go away when you opened it?
No, they stay lit up until you reset it, I think. So this is the Haunted Mansion one.
Can we see it? Can we? Oh, there they are.
Yeah, they're hard to make out with the light.
Yeah, it was the gargoyle from the Haunted Mansion.
Oh, cool.
So how long did it take you to get all 9 icons?
Well, we got interrupted by Paint the Night and the fireworks. I think we had like 3 more afterwards.
Yeah.
This is the honey pot, and it plays Winnie the
Pooh. So cute.
Now,
this one is Galaxy's Edge, and it plays the John Williams.
The Galaxy's Edge suite.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cutting out the sound, I think, but that's.
And then you have Mark Twain, the Frontierland.
Yeah, it's hard to make it out.
Yeah. Okay.
But you did them all within in that first day, or did you come back?
Oh yeah, no, we did them all on the first day, and then, well, when you get to the end, because it does Space Mountain, and then it does Toontown, and then it does Sleeping Beauty for the carousel, and then once you get all of them, then it plays Fantasmic.
That's not Fantasmic. That's Skywalking Through Neverland. That's the closing credit.
And then at the end, when it's playing the Fantasmic one, it'll open up this little pouch. This automatically opens, and then I got.
Oh yeah.
Well, it gives you a little D pin, and then what with the icon. So I have the Jungle Cruise.
Ooh, fun.
And let me see. Oh, here it is.
All right. Oh, that's cute. It's got the Jungle Cruise boat.
That's bigger than I thought it was. Like, was that like an inch and a half?
Yeah.
A quarter? That's bigger than I thought it was going to be. And what did Joey and Kelly get?
So, so the funny thing is actually Joey got this one. I got the honey pot, which is for Winnie the Pooh or Bayou Country, and then Kelly got the Millennium Falcon. So we did a 3-way trade, so Joey could have the Millennium Falcon. I took the Jungle Cruise, and Kelly said she wanted the honey pot. So everybody got what they wanted.
That's nice. Oh, that's cool. I also saw, what is the carousel represented? Is that one of them?
Maybe
no, I think it's the castle.
It's the castle.
Cool.
So Toontown, Mickey's house is represented, and then the castle, and then I guess if you get Main Street, it's the partner statue. So.
Okay, got it.
And then you can reset it and do the whole thing again.
You can reset it. It looks like it's a little hard to reset. I do have the instructions, but you have to like poke it with a pin. There is no other pins inside it. It just has one. So it would just be redoing the lock and unlocking each land. If you were to reset it or put your own pin in there, that's about the same size as the D. But yeah, otherwise you have to buy an entirely new key. And there's no guarantee you won't get the same pin. So it is a blind box. There's 9 different pins for each of the lands. And yeah.
And can you go and trade it? I guess you can trade it with
Our
other
trading,
people.
they did set up a trading station over at Tomorrowland Terrace for probably people who bought multiple keys and got the same pin, you know, because that's not fun. You want to, you know, get different pins. So
good deal.
That was what I was kind of worried about because like Joey and I bought ours at Small World, like that toy store at the end of Small World, and Kelly got hers at the Pioneer Mercantile. And I tried to like grab them from different places so that we could, you know, potentially get different pins, which we did, thankfully. But, you know, it could have ended up with the same pin. We don't know.
So it was a happy day for all.
It was.
Until
we
this happened.
Yeah.
Until we went on Rise of the Resistance and we got all the way to the shuttle, which, you know, the next part of the story is you open up into that amazing hangar on the Star Destroyer. Well, we never made it to the hangar because it shut down.
Yeah.
And Lieutenant Beck here shut down, and he looked like he was breathing. It was very creepy.
Yeah, he was moving like there was someone inside this costume.
Yeah.
Maybe there was someone. You know what? We didn't see Julie or James this whole day. Maybe that's because they were playing a double shift there.
Yeah. Oh, and so this is the only group picture we got the whole day.
I know. We were so busy.
We were busy doing the pins. We didn't meet each other until 3, and then you know we all had to go and get our Paint the Night parade routes and stuff. So we just didn't get a group shot except for this.
This is us being very disappointed that the ride was shut down. But you know what? Where there's a yin, there's a yang.
Yes.
And they let us out the back door, which we got this chance to see some things that we hadn't seen before.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
I did take some covert pictures of the back area, but I don't want to. I won't put those out online.
No.
But there were
for you only.
yes, exactly. For reference photos.
For reference.
But then they let us out into another area which we had never seen before. Do we have those pictures?
No, they're on your phone, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
We saw like the back side of the X-wing.
Yeah, it was.
We saw some other angles that we had never seen before.
Yeah.
So you know what? There was the light side of it
before this. Yeah, right up
yeah,
there.
So here's.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The other thing with the key is it like if you go to the end topiary, it knows if you haven't gotten all 9 icons. So, yeah.
Wow. So people were trying to unlock it without going.
Yeah, there was a family in front of us, and they were like, "Why didn't it work?" Like it'll make it go, kind of like how it was with the firehouse when that mine wasn't on. So it will activate it, but it won't give you the icon, and the pin won't open. So it knows if you have found all 9 or not. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you.
You're welcome
for joining us, Courtney.
So I think we were there for like 10 hours. And if someone had said you were there for 3 hours, like, yeah, of course, it's 3 hours, but 10 hours at Disney, the time just folds over on itself.
It does.
It does. Yeah, we had to do everything in 2 days. We did everything at DCA the other day on Saturday. So we saw the Better Together parade. World of Color, Happiness, best one.
Oh, okay.
Hands down, best one.
Because we were thinking of going a little later this week to see that. So.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it. Get the virtual queue and do it.
I heard that Muppets is like a pre-show.
It is a pre-show.
Yeah.
But Rainbow Connection is in the actual show.
Oh. Okay. All right. Good to know.
Good deal.
All right. Well, thank you, Courtney. Thanks for joining.
You're welcome. See you guys later.
Right. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Next up is our good friend, James the Gildersleeve with Friend.
All right. Uh-oh.
is
Our
our
sound.
friend James. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. James, can you hear us?
With the special,
Hi.
A kitty's gonna do what a kitty's gonna do.
Yeah.
yeah, I got a special guest here. Hang on, I've got two sounds going. There we go. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, see, look at this guy. Look at him. He's crazy. But yeah, I have not been to Disneyland since the 70th started, but I do have merch to share.
Oh, okay.
And here comes
And
another
then-
cat. Yeah.
And you're also going to be here to talk about Comic-Con Revolution, which we were just at too.
Oh,
Okay.
But yes,
Yeah,
so
sure.
should we? You want to share?
Yeah. So what do you get? What'd you get?
Okay. And the cats keep getting in the way.
Oh, from the 70th, you got the R2 DL70.
DL70 R2. He's very colorful. He's got a shiny blue dome and some purples and some blues and some yellows. So
Purple and teal. Yeah, very cute.
Wow.
And you can also
Yeah.
buy the big droid too. if you
Oh, that's
wanted.
right.
So he
From
just
Toy-
came today. Someone special brought him home for me. So there he
Aw.
is.
Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that one. Very nice.
Well, these are just getting hard to come by on some of them. That bunny one that came out at Easter, sold out really fast, and it's going for big dollars on the secondary market. So I'm like, I got to get destroyed quick before they're gone. So
I have one and you have one.
Thanks to our special friend.
exactly. Yes.
Mine's hanging up with my Halloween and Christmas collection of droids.
All right. Well, you're here, James. And if Julie wants to pop on next to you, that's
Oh.
fine too. But we wanted to talk about Comic-Con Revolution.
Yeah.
And oh, perfect. Hey, Julie.
Hey.
Hey.
So the big day finally came. We've been looking forward to for so long, and that is
Mhm.
Comic-Con Revolution. Where on Sunday, May the 18th, we had two trivia panels: the pop culture trivia and the Star Wars trivia.
Yes.
And I'm going to say that these are the best trivia shows that we've ever done.
They were really
They
fun.
went very, very smoothly.
And it was nice because we had like an hour and 15 minutes for each one.
Yeah.
A little extra time.
Yeah, they definitely had room to breathe and exist, and they didn't feel rushed like last time. So it was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they did feel a little rushed at Comic-Con when you only have 50 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were feeling like we got to get out of the room. We don't have any time to give away prizes.
Exactly. Yeah, so we had some fun.
So
Julie even came out and was our scorekeeper.
Julie took the
James-
place of Leilani
Yep.
as a scorekeeper.
James was our everyman.
James was our
and-
tally man.
Oops. Oh, there we go.
And this is part of the pop culture trivia.
Yes.
Now, here we have a guy dressed as Wolverine, but the guy in the blue, I did not know who he was.
Yeah.
I didn't either. He
Oh,
was
okay.
clearly somebody, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I
didn't
asked
know.
him once, and he looked at me like, don't you know? It's like, if you're from anime, then I've got no idea.
Yeah.
Not a clue. And there we go. This was our first
Star
game we
Wars.
played at the Star Wars trivia. This is the Blast Shield game where we have everyone spell out an answer while blindfolded. And right here we see Jeff Caffrey, who came in his Flash Gordon Queen Freddie Mercury costume, and there's Darth Vader way down here. And this is something that we had just mentioned on a Skywalking episode, so we challenged him to do it, and guess what? He did it.
He did
And
not
that-
disappoint.
Not at all. Jeff is the go-to man. And here we have Caitlin over here. Is Caitlin with us today?
Oh, she had a late
School event.
school event,
It
so
was like
she,
open house or something.
she couldn't
yeah.
come tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We have these two random guys. These guys were like very young, like 15 or 16, but they were very enthusiastic,
Yeah.
very outgoing. And this guy right over here, Michael,
Yeah.
a very, very nice guy. Caitlin's boyfriend, a very, very nice guy, and very, very out there. And he read a story at the end of the Star Wars trivia.
Yes. Yeah, that was really fun. And let's see if I have any other pictures. People really got into it, you know. and that
Yeah.
was
Oh,
great.
we had a big full crowd,
Yeah.
and I was very, very happy about that. And
Oops,
I always
sorry.
love asking the question. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's Jeff and his.
Yep, full
Buck
costume
teeth.
there.
And I always love asking the question: who here has seen our trivia live shows in the past? And a lot of people raised their hand.
Mm-hmm.
I was very, very excited about that. But then we
here's him reading a story. Here's Michael.
Yeah, there's Michael.
Yeah, in fact, we had a couple spooky things happen at the panels. One of them was you had some of the kids come up and read like the numbers off the lotto tickets. And one kid came up and read the number and no one said they won. And then the kid realized it was their number.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, you think that was planned, but no.
And then with Michael, he wanted to read the storybook. What happened with that? Like he won the storybook.
And then I told him if he wants the book, and we had like 5 minutes to kill.
Yeah.
I said, Michael, if you want the book, you got to read the story.
Yeah.
Any story. And you know what? Like a champ, he stood up to the podium and he not only did he read the book, but he gave that book to a child in the audience.
That's all.
But then outside, he took it back. It's all about the optics. No, Michael gave it to the kid. Now, with Jeff, Jeff had these Freddie Mercury buck teeth then.
He had the teeth.
And I said, okay, Jeff, what panel do you want? Let's see if people can hear this.
Okay.
Which one? The good one, the right one, or the wrong one? The name of the category? Fully operational fandom. But I said fully functional fandom.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was having fun with his whole outfit for sure.
Yeah.
We didn't see him that day, but he wore that in Tokyo also at Celebration. So
Oh yes. Yeah, he had sent us pictures. He messaged us, hey, look what I'm wearing.
Yeah, that should be a trivia question. The who
rides
came
Darth
out
Vader's-
on Darth Vader's shoulder during
Yeah, I would know
Radio
it.
Gaga song in the Queen concert.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then have Jeff just come down the middle aisle there.
Yeah.
That needs to be a Star Wars and pop culture. All I've been doing the last couple of days, like, oh, that's a good pop culture question. That's a good trivia question. I think I've had like 32 more questions.
Sounds like you.
never too many questions.
Never,
Yeah.
ever. Because we see some of the same people at all of the panels.
Oh yeah.
So we start changing things up.
I remember something I wanted to share.
Oh.
Here, give me 1 second.
All right. While you're doing that, can I show them the picture of you?
Yeah.
So Sarah, she was cosbounding as the armorer. Look at that.
She looks so good. Oh
Isn't
my
that so
goodness.
sweet? Oh yeah, she looked great in that. We have these little Wookiee. Boba Fett had Wookiee scalps. Sarah has Wookiee feet on her shoulders.
We don't tell Chewie. We just don't tell Chewie that.
They totally were Wookiee feet.
They
That's
were.
so funny.
Yeah, they're look at that. And she made that top.
Yeah, well, I embroidered the top. I just bought it and then did the embroidery so it looks like the Beskar armor. I didn't really want to wear armor. I'm all about a comfortable bound.
Oh, sorry, Chewie. Sorry, Chewie. They're full Wookiee feet. Full Wookiee feet.
That's it.
No actual Wookiees harmed in the making of this cape.
Yeah. Did you go
Yeah.
through? Yeah, and I wanted to do an armorer bound when we got that armorer helmet right back here because I thought how fun. And I just love the character and I knew it would be fun to wear that color, that outfit. I just love her outfit. It's so nice. So I love that. That was a fun to be able to do that. And I'll be improving upon that costume and definitely wearing it to Galaxy's Edge at some point.
And bringing your Loungefly was such a fun way to represent the helmet rather than wearing your helmet. Because you do have the helmet, but
I do.
But that was a fun way to do it. So I loved that.
Okay.
Yeah, the helmet right here.
It's kind of big.
it
Like
looks-
we tried it on with it. It looks kind of funny, right?
It's like a little girl wearing her father's armorer helmet.
Yeah. Because I'm just a small person and that helmet's really big. Okay, so before we move on, I really wanted to share the Disneyland 70th merchandise we got, which was one thing. They have a special Magic Key only bag that you can buy, only if you're a Magic Key, and it holds popcorn and a drink, and it comes with popcorn and a drink, and it's slightly insulated, and it's very light, so you can wear it, but it has like 2 compartments, so one for your popcorn, one for your nice cold beverage. And I just love the whole kind of Sleeping Beauty
Theme.
50th theme. Like it's the artwork is really pretty. And
Can you squeeze 2 popcorns in there?
You probably could. Yes, you could. But look at all this art. Like it's got like the icons of the park right there.
This was
it even has Carthay.
$35.
Has Carthay Circle Theater on there too. That's interesting. This was 30-ish, 30, 31. And it came with popcorn and a drink. And you could probably squeeze 2 popcorns in there. This technically the bigger piece. Which one? It's this one. This is bigger. So it might be a hard squeeze, but you could probably do it.
And it's 9.5 inches.
Okay. And it's very light. So when I was wearing it, it hardly felt like I was carrying anything. Oh, and I forgot the best part.
Oh.
There's a pocket.
Ouch! Oh, that's great.
For napkins.
Nice.
I think in every one of my jackets, I've got pockets full of Disney napkins.
In every one of my lounge flies, I got napkins popping out of it. So funny. So yes, there we go.
So if you guys ever need napkins, we have a surplus.
Yeah.
Very good. Good to know. Growing up, I think we used Disneyland napkins for like months after each trip we'd come to Disneyland. My parents would just take them all home with them.
I believe it.
So thank you to you two for helping us with those 2 trivia panels.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah.
Thanks for having us. It was great fun.
Yay.
So hopefully we'll be able to repeat that again in July for Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con. That's what 2 months away.
Wow.
I'm ready. I'll be there. Whatever you need.
Yep, we're here to support.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Skywalking Power Force team.
All right. Thank you guys.
Okay. We'll see you later.
All right. Awesome. Okay. So I know that I think Glenn said he wanted to share something. We can do that real quick before we go into trivia.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So Glenn, if you want to pop on.
So why don't we do this? So let's have Glenn come on. He wanted to share a meeting.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then while we're waiting for Glenn, let's do a couple of these trivia questions. Okay.
That sounds good.
All right. So Maria, you still here? Yep, she's still here.
Okay, awesome.
This is her favorite part of the show. So in honor of Star Wars Week and Star Wars Month, this right now is Star Wars Week when 6 of the 9 Skywalker films were released. It was right during this week, right here. So the trivia category will be Star Wars releases in May. Okay. So, okay. You know what? Glenn is here. Let's have him come on. Then we'll go into our trivia.
All right.
So hang on there, Maria.
All right, here we go. Welcome, Glenn.
Hey, Glenn.
Hello. Yeah. So we had ICCC, which is the Imperial Commissary Collectors Convention in Nashville this weekend.
Okay.
And I got a bunch of autographs. Well, I got 3 autographs. I got to find them here quickly. I got the Katie Sackhoff on a live action photo.
Ooh.
I got Brendan Wayne.
Okay. Who's Brendan Wayne again? Oh, he's the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
He's the guy that's actually in the costume.
Got it.
Yeah, he's the performance artist.
Yeah, one who does all the hard work.
Yeah.
Oof.
Let's see, where's my other picture? Oh, and then I got Lewis McLeod, who hadn't done a lot of conventions. So 25 years or so after I got Watto's autograph, I got Sebulba.
That's nice.
And then I also got my prints from Celebration Japan.
Ooh.
So these are going to be hard to show because they're 18 inches tall.
Oh, wow. Now, did you go to Celebration Japan?
No, my friend that did go, I met him up with him at ICC. So this is a print I got by Seth Groves a long time ago. And this is his Celebration print, this tall one.
Beautiful.
And then the other print that I got by Don
Oh.
Ormsby.
Yeah, that's nice. Another Amidala. Are her handmaidens around her? It's hard to see.
Yeah, there were handmaidens around her.
Okay.
And then another random print I got at the show is this Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
Okay. Oh wow, that was that at ICCC?
at ICCC. And
Okay.
then I also got some art on it, on a $2 something Venezuelan money, but let's see, I don't know what I've done with that. I thought I had it up here, but I had moved stuff around, so I don't know where that is. But this guy drew Queen Amidala on the Venezuelan bill. They said if you had like 1 million of them, it was worth a penny or something like that. So it was very devalued currency.
Oh,
But,
interesting.
And also, they also had these pins. Go do trivia and I'll go get the pins. Hold on.
Okay. All right.
All right, so let's go back here.
Yeah.
All right, so before we do the trivia, we want to ask, did anyone here in the Sky Chat see any of the Star Wars May releases on the opening day? Now, I'm going to show some pictures right here. This right here is the opening day of Revenge of the Sith, when there was a parade that walked from the Hollywood Man's Chinese Theater in Hollywood down to the ArcLight Theater, and because they weren't going to show the film at the Man's Chinese Theater, so we all took a big parade walk down to the ArcLight, which was, I want to say, like 1.5 miles.
Yeah.
And here's me as General Grievous, and here's me. I'm talking to a Padme right over here, and I was the only one there dressed as anyone from Episode 3.
Wow.
And here is this is before and after. Here we are starting the parade at the Man's Chinese Theater, and then cut to nighttime at the ArcLight when we finally all got there.
Wow.
There's a news camera right over here. I'm not sure if I knew at the time that we were on the news.
Right, because you're in those big masks.
I'm in this mask, and my face is like right here behind this plate right here. So I can only see the sides. I'm like a horse. I can only see the sides of me.
Wow.
Yeah. And then here is Kit Fisto.
Oh.
And here is Dave Filoni. That's Dave Filoni as Plo Koon.
Plo Koon.
Yeah, there he is again. If only I remember seeing them, and I don't know why. Didn't have iPhone, so taking pictures was not very easy.
Yeah.
So that was really, really fun. That's
a good view of your costume.
Yeah.
Wow.
The opening day of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
That is all of it.
All right. So Glenn, where'd you go?
Okay, yeah, I'm back. So this one store last year, they had last show was in October, so it was a short turnaround. They had pins, and you may recall my story about having a lot of difficulty getting the Queen Amidala pin. Well, this year they did Jawa-based pins. Last time they were astromech-based pins.
Oh.
So this is a picture of all the pins. It was Queen Amidala.
Different characters.
Of different characters in the Jawas. So you had Queen Amidala there in the middle, second row.
Queen Amidala.
And at the top row, you can make out Thrawn with the blue head.
On the top.
And I think Princess Leia is the one there next to Amidala. Whoops. So basically, they're mystery. Some of the pins you got from specific retailers, and some were mystery pins.
Okay.
And so I bought the Amidala was a mystery pin, so I bought one package, and in my package I actually got the Leia, and I got the Chopper, which is was a chase pin, hard to get, and I was able to trade my Leia for an Amidala.
Wow.
So I have
Oh,
Amidala,
so funny.
and I don't remember what they called the Chopper Jawa.
Oh wow, that's hilarious. Wow,
that's funny.
Okay, so that's all I got.
Cool.
All right.
Well, thank you, Glenn.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
All right, now.
So now we're
on
gonna
with
do some trivia. So Glenn, you're gonna have to go. Okay.
Yeah. So we did ask if anyone here had seen any of the Star Wars films on opening day, and Julie comes in with Episode 2, 3, and Solo, and James says, "Yeah, Solo too."
And now, so I just found this little button. So StreamYard keeps improving on itself, and it looks like they just added A
Oh.
beta show comments on stage. So that is why you guys are seeing your comments. So everyone say, hello, my comment is on the stage, or whatever you want to say.
All right. And
it'll show up right down.
so now we'll all know who is the first one to answer the trivia questions
Oh,
correctly.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, Glenn.
Oh, except it's so small. I don't know if I can make that bigger,
Yeah,
but
can you get? Oh, it's beta, so
it's beta. I don't know. No, I can't customize right now. I'll try to customize that like before we go live again and see if that'll work. Yeah, because if I could customize how big that is, right now it's like tiny. Okay, cool. Well, actually, we can do this. Yeah, it's still small.
yeah.
Ugh.
But
All right.
still.
All right. So we do this.
Yeah, James says he's on the stage comment wise. Okay.
Yeah, he's right there.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, it is there. So they're popping up.
All right. Glenn saw episode 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, Solo, and Rogue One. I think I've seen every Star Wars film on the opening day, including Clone Wars.
Whoa.
We saw that together. What other films did you see on opening day?
So definitely Phantom Menace. But Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, I believe I did. But Attack of the Clones, I'm not sure I did because I think it fell within my whole school
Graduation?
Not graduate, but school like
right.
yeah,
Final exams.
and I don't think I could quite go on opening day.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I know.
All right. So here we go. Number 1. First trivia question.
Okay, but wait. Is everyone putting A, B, C, or D?
We'll do A, B, C, or D.
Because this one's long.
Yes, so A, B, C, or D. So name 3 Star Wars films that were widely released on May 25th, but different years. A, Star Wars, Phantom Menace, Return of the Jedi. B, Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Solo, a Star Wars Story. C, Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back, Solo, a Star Wars Story. Or D, Return of the Jedi, Solo, a Star Wars Story, The Clone Wars. So, we can all see that the first one to come up is Glenn, and he is correct with B, and that is Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, and Solo. Star Wars in 1977, Return of the Jedi in 1983, and Solo, a Star Wars Story in 2018. So Julie got it right. Glenn got it right.
Nice.
All right.
Good guesses, everyone else. Let's take that off. Okay, so new. Or I should say question 2. I wanna post this in between.
Okay. Good idea. Put Q2.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Question 2. Oh. What was the first Star Wars film to have a PG-13 rating? Is it A, The Force Awakens, B, Revenge of the Sith, C, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, or D, The Clone Wars?
The first Star Wars film to have a PG-13 rating.
A, The Force Awakens, B, Revenge of the Sith, C, Rogue One, or D, The Clone Wars. Okay. Coming in hot first, I think, was James, followed by Glenn.
Revenge of the Sith, followed by Glenn with Revenge of the Sith, followed by Maria with Revenge of the Sith, followed by your mom, Rogue One, A Solo Story.
Julie too, but yes.
Yes.
Very nice. So the bees have it. Sorry, Mom.
All right. Q3.
Okay.
All right. Name 2 films widely what?
Oh.
Name 2 films widely released on May the 19th, but in different years. 2 films released on May the 19th. Was it A, The Empire Strikes Back and Solo, a Star Wars Story? Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith is B. C, The Force Awakens and Star Wars, or D, The Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith.
2 films widely released on May 19th.
But in different years. A, Empire and Solo. B, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. C, The Force Awakens and Star Wars. D, Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith.
Looks like Glenn got it. It is The Phantom Menace and Revenge of the Sith, followed by Julie. Mom is just plugging away. C's gonna be right sometime. You're right, Mom. You're right. James and Maria.
Phantom Menace in 1999 and Revenge of the Sith in 2005.
Yes. I see what you. So why did
I don't know why I did that.
Okay. And then, so we're now Q4. Here we go. Whose hands were modeled holding the lightsaber for the artwork on the Return of the Jedi's Style A one-sheet poster? Are the hands A, Mark Hamill's, B, George Lucas, C, Harrison Ford, or D, Gary Kurtz?
Whose hands are these? This, by the way, is the hardback Return of the Jedi novelization that James Caan signed 10 years ago to the day.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. To
Super
Richard
cool.
and Sarah of Skywalking Through Neverland, the Force is strong with you. Best, James Caan.
Nice. Okay, so we have a B as a guess from Maria, or maybe she knew. That is correct, Maria. Good job. So everyone who guessed Gary Kurtz is incorrect. Interesting. Most people guessed
Oh.
Gary Kurtz.
Gary Kurtz, yeah.
Okay.
That the artist had shown George Lucas I think it was of Mark Hamill's hands, or just hands for reference, and Lucas kept saying, "No, those are not right." So it wouldn't have been Mark Hamill; it would have been other models he had. And when I worked in a creature effects shop, sometimes the artist would have me hold something,
Right.
so they could reference my
fingers.
hand.
Yeah.
So same thing happened here. And Lucas kept saying, "No, they're not holding it right," until the artist said, "Well, George, why don't you hold it?" He's like, "Okay." Like, okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need.
Hands are so hard to draw. They're hard.
Yeah, but I'm not sure how they were holding it before, but this is the way it should be held. And those are George Lucas's hands. Who got that one? Maria.
Maria did.
Oh, Maria's the only one who got that one.
Yeah.
All right. Good on you.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 5.
Yes.
Okay, Sarah.
Let's see. Of the original and prequel trilogies, which is the only film released theatrically in 3D? Is it A, Attack of the Clones, B, The Force Awakens, C, The Clone Wars, or D, The Phantom Menace?
Which is the only film of the prequels to have been released widely in 3D.
And the original and prequel trilogies. Okay. So we have a bunch of D guesses, and the D guesses have it. It is The Phantom Menace. Mom went with a B this time. Not quite. And Maria. So no, it was not The Force Awakens, although that's a good guess, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was only The Phantom Menace that was redone in 3D and released. And then they were going to release the other two, right? Attack of the Clones. But then Disney bought Star Wars. And so all of that was scrapped. But the 3D conversion had mostly been done. So
they were all done.
They were
all done for episode 2 and 3.
So at Star Wars conventions, celebrations, we were able to see those.
Oh my God.
Attack of the Clones, right?
Yeah, Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. That opening battle in Revenge of the Sith. Oh my goodness. Oh, that was fantastic. And we saw it in 4D. It must have been 3D.
Yes.
Yes, of course. So that was the opening battle in Revenge of the Sith. Oh my goodness, 3D is just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. So cool.
So I guess a new question can be, what is the only film to be released in 4DX?
Yeah. Well, okay, so Revenge of the Sith that we just saw this year was not in 3D.
No.
We just saw it in 4DX. No, it wasn't 3D. We didn't have 3D glasses, remember? Glenn is saying, I was so disappointed that the 20th anniversary wasn't in. It wasn't 3D. It's just called 4DX, the theater that we saw it in. So it felt like everything was, and we had steam.
Yeah,
and we had
fire and rain.
Yeah. So it was cool. It just wasn't in 3D, which would have put me to sleep. So I'm fine.
But you know what, Glenn, you're right. They should have had this, since they have the print. They have it. They show it at Celebration. Why not show it here? Why not show it for the 3D for the 20th anniversary? That must have been so awesome in 4DX. Yes, that was really, really awesome.
Okay, I have a question. What is James saying here? Hasbro had action figures from Phantom Menace in 2013 that came with the action figures?
Yes, it was a crossover promotion with the Phantom Menace in 2012 when they released it in 3D.
Okay.
It was a whole new marketing campaign, which they had action figures and other merchandise to tie into the 3D release.
Got it. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, action figure 3D glasses. Oh, how funny. They did? They had
Yeah.
3D glasses?
Yeah, when you go to the theater, you could have bought like these special enhanced 3D glasses. One looked like the pod racer goggles, and
Oh, I think I remember that.
one they had looked like the clone
And you didn't
trooper.
buy the.
Oh, we bought them all.
We did.
Oh, we
Okay,
did.
okay.
I
Okay.
don't know what they are, but
Oh,
well, I know now that you mention it, I know we bought them all.
Okay. That's funny. Wow, I don't remember that. Okay.
Okay.
All right, ready for the next one? What are we on?
Now we're
Q6?
on 6.
Okay.
All right. According to the New York Times, Return of the Jedi's opening day box office tally broke the biggest opening day total in movie history at that time. What film did it surpass? Was it A, The Empire Strikes Back, B, E.T., C, Star Trek The Wrath of Khan, or D, Airplane? So what did the opening day tally for Return of the Jedi, what did it beat?
Mm-hmm. What biggest opening day total movie did it beat? All right. We have a
James says
bunch
B.
of
Glenn Stein
E.T..
says C. Your mom says E.T. B. And Julie says
Okay,
B.
now I know why they're saying E.T.
Mm-hmm.
because Star Wars, right? No,
Because,
Empire surpassed E.T. When did E.T. come out?
in 82. So that E.T.
Oh.
surpassed everything. So I put E.T. in there as a red herring.
Okay.
But the actual answer is Star Trek The Wrath of Khan.
This is the biggest opening day total that
so
it broke.
So when E.T. came out, it wasn't the big splash phenomenon because no one knew what it was. It was the word of mouth that over the next couple of months that E.T. just went crazy. But now Star Trek had a huge fan following.
Yes.
And it followed the original film, which people were like, okay, where's the real Star Trek movie? So they were very excited. It had a built-in audience. So Star Trek The Wrath of Khan had 5.5 million. That was the biggest opening. Seems laughable now.
Yeah.
And Jedi came in and said, nope. Came in with a 6.2 for the opening day tally.
So Glenn got that right, and so did Maria. And Glenn was there, apparently. I waited in line around the building for Star Trek 2.
See?
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't until like a couple of, I don't know for sure, but it was way after that E.T. had the big lines.
James thinks you're
pretty
cheeky.
tricky. Yeah, sometimes these multiple choice take longer to figure out than the actual questions.
Nice. Yeah, Wrath of Khan is fun. And I like the remake that they did. They kind of reversed it in the J.J. Abrams second Star Trek film.
Yeah. So Maria got that one right. So Maria, were you guessing? And Glenn got it right. Now, were you two guessing, or is this something that you already knew?
Well, it's not like, oh, yeah. I think Glenn listened to the whole question.
Okay.
Biggest opening day.
Yeah. Okay. Question number 7.
Okay.
Okay. What was the name of the fan organization who lined up a month plus ahead of the prequels and sequels at the Grauman's Chinese Theater to raise money for the Starlight Foundation? What is the name of the fan organization who lined up a month before the prequels and the sequels? Was it A, the 501st Legion, B, Rancho Obi-Wan, C, On Program, or D, liningup.net? Which of these fan organizations lined up to raise money for the Starlight Foundation? Okay. Maria says A, 501st. Glenn says D, liningup.net. Julie says liningup.net. And your mom says liningup.net. And the answer is liningup.net. So Maria, you're new to us, so you probably didn't know that one because back in the day we did multiple shows on the organization and we were pretty heavily involved with them around this time.
Yeah.
So go back and listen to some of those episodes because they're really fun because we're really stir crazy having stuff on the sidewalks in front of the Man's Chinese Theater in December.
That's right. Oof.
All right.
Yes, you did. All right. Is it the last question?
Last one.
Okay. Last question. Here we go. Question 8. Name 2 films released on the date of August 15th, but in the years 1979 and 2008. August 15th. Is it A, Star Wars re-release and the Clone Wars, B, Return of the Jedi re-release and The Last Jedi, C, Solo a Star Wars Story and the Solo a Star Wars Story re-release, or D, The Empire Strikes Back re-release and the Star Wars re-release? It was released on August 15th, but in the years 79 and 2008.
All right. Glenn out of the gate is correct. It is number A, Star Wars re-release and the Clone Wars.
Yes.
Maria guesses B, so does Fernando. Julie guessed A as well, so did James, and your mom so close with C. So for those of you who guessed correctly, did you guess or did you know, or was it?
When you say 79, I think.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah, you put the years there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. Now
and
this
Glenn
is the.
was at the Clone Wars release.
Mhm.
Cool.
So did those dates tip you off, or did you already know this? Now this is one that Sarah forbade me to do at live shows because it was way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you know what? So I guess we can do this now. If we say 79 and 2008, it's like the answer's right there.
Yep. Well, I mean, yeah, they really are. Yeah. Clone Wars for sure. Yeah. I'm gonna sit. Oh no, Mom! Don't do that. That's cute.
Well,
Oh, Clone Wars movie was the key. Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Now, do we like the comments showing up in the corner? Let us know. I kind of like it that you
Yeah.
guys can see everything.
And can everyone actually read those?
Yeah, that's another question. So let us know. Can you see them and do you like them?
Now, sometimes you get people who infiltrate and say stupid
Yeah,
things.
I know,
So
that's the
when
only-
that happens,
You can always just turn it off.
you turn
I
it
think
off
can
like
go
this?
boop.
Oh.
Yeah, until they
Until-
refresh.
you can always delete it, right? Oh
Delete.
yeah, you
Yeah.
can delete comments.
Okay.
All right.
So let's.
Maria loves it.
Okay.
It's hard to read, says
Okay.
Glenn, but he likes them.
Yeah, and I mean, if we want to highlight a comment, of course, we can click on it here.
Oh.
But it's nice that like everyone can see what people
Yeah,
are saying with a nice, commenters like you guys are.
Yeah.
Obviously, like if someone bad infiltrates, then we don't like that. But yeah, they are small.
Well, once again, this is the beta, so
Yeah.
chances are they're gonna fix that.
Okay. Oh, 55-inch TV. I can read. Yeah. Okay. Had to
Awesome.
focus. Okay.
Well, everyone, thanks again for joining us on another episode of Things We Want to Share. This is episode 60. We've done 60 of these.
Wow. And well, you always want to ask, how did you guys like this category?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So, how did everyone like this category? And I don't think we've done this one before. If we did, I'd change up some of the questions.
Yeah, you did.
Fernando says it's great.
Well, no,
and
that's
clear to read.
He's
Right,
still
the
talking about
comments.
the
Yes.
comments. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So next week, if we're taking a week off, excellent category, says Maria, then I can get to work on some of the new categories that I've just wrote out the actual category name, but now I got to write out the whole.
That's right, because we had
content.
a brainstorming thing.
Yeah.
And now for pop culture, we got to think up some
Yeah.
questions for scariness. Yeah.
Fun category, says Fernando. Thank you. So
Okay.
at the end of our pop culture trivia panel at Comic-Con Revolution, we asked everyone, so when we come back next year, what categories or what franchise, what fandoms do you want to see? And then everyone said, how about anime?
Yeah.
That's the one thing we know nothing about. So
And gaming too. Yeah.
So then James and Julie said, hey, yeah, our daughter Caitlin, she knows all about anime. So Caitlin, guess what? You have some homework to do.
Mm-hmm. She's not here, but
Yeah, I'm sure
the message will be relayed.
Oh, Maria's gonna miss us next week. So
oh no. Well, we're gonna be back. Well, we're gonna do the things we want to share next week. We're just not gonna do a show next week.
yes,
Right?
yes.
Yeah. So we are
Oh,
gonna
I
be next week.
I see what she's saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Maria just says Star Wars. Oh, what categories?
Oh no, Fernando's an
Yeah.
expert. Oh, okay, Fernando.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh boy. I
Yeah.
yeah, please give her that assignment because that's overwhelming. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't know if something was right or wrong. So we'll have to write up the questions and then do our fun facts. So at least we have enough information that we can at least give us a little bit of context.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, James, did you had written down all of those categories, and I think
I had done some too.
Texted me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So next time we'll have some anime. We'll do and big and large creatures and monsters. People wanted Godzilla.
The only anime trivia I know is from the questions we miss. Bar trivia. That makes sense. Hey, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
Yay.
Hey, Skywalkers. He's liking my new blue shirt. Thank you
Very
much.
nice.
I like blue.
Yay.
Thank you, Kenny.
Okay, good. Oh, yes. Have her use her teacher skills. I love it.
Done and done. All right, everyone. So next week we'll be covering Lilo and Stitch on things we want to share. And we expect you, everyone here, to share what they think of the movie.
If you've seen it, yes.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So that's it this time for
Things We Want to Share.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to